Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My yesterday's video has triggered some people, and you might be wondering why is that? Well, I was presenting to you that side of Russia that I was not aware of. Maybe I should not say Russia, because I love Russian people, I really do, and I love the culture and I love the country. You know I do, otherwise I wouldn't be going there so many times. Not being sponsored, by the way. I was spending my own money. No one paid for my flight tickets. No one covered my hotel expenses. No one paid for my dinners. It was me, myself, and I sponsoring my experiences there. So those of you who are trying to make me feel guilty, it's not going to work. My reason for putting those videos together is to present to you what I am coming across, what I am discovering, that is showing to me once again that you cannot trust any government because they are all in this together. And if you don't see it yet, maybe one day you will, if you're still alive. Yesterday I showed you, I presented to you articles and videos, actually videos mainly, about the labor migration that is coming to Russia from India. And that is a deal that has been agreed on, finalized, I assume, during Putin's latest visit to India with Modi. That was one of the topics I believe they discussed. So today I want to start with this very quickly, and I want to present to you a few videos from Russia, from Moscow, mainly from Moscow, I believe. And I really recommend you to do your own research and put some work into topics that you are interested in, trying to find the news, not just to listen to anyone, including myself. Because if you keep on listening to people without questioning it, absolutely question me as well, but do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Turning on the YouTube channels and just listening to people without really digging deeper into who is behind all of it is not really doing any justice to the truth, in my opinion. So the more of us do it, the more things we might discover, and then share it with one another, because that is actually quite threatening the so-called B powers. So let's start with those videos. I don't think we really need the sound for this. I will take you to an account that, if you want to research, be my guest. Let's go to Moscow. I think about a day or 2 days ago. Let me mute it, guys. So it says, Сегодня в Москву, 10,000 migrants. So it means today in Moscow, 10,000 migrants. This is the video. So since they agreed on this labor migration, do they all look like they are IT experts? And only men. Why there are no women? Is it just labor migration for men? So let's read some comments from here. This channel has a Telegram channel. I don't have Telegram channels, so you might want to look it up. Someone says, congratulations on behalf of the CIS. I don't know what is CIS, but we will look into it. Congratulations on the new smell. You know, that's not a nice comment, but I'm just reading it. And one here. Kyrgyz, Uzbeks, Tajiks spoke Russian perfectly and understood you. Traditions, values, culture very well. But, as they say, we do not appreciate what we have. We cry after losing it. So let me take you to a few more videos, because this is like a new trend now I see among some, not all of course, Russian girls. So here you have one of the immigrants with 15 years old girl, 15-летней девочки. Od indijskiego migranta. So what people say about this kind of trend, hanging out with 15-year-olds. Actually, I saw some videos with 13-year-olds as well. Someone said, is the Russian community aware, or is it only for employed migrants? Someone says, God, do not give up Russia, please. Otherwise, we will be done in Eastern Europe too. So you're welcome to explore those videos. This is very popular trend I see lately. Russian girls and Indian men. And why I'm saying this to you, I will attach the link down below in the description box. Why I'm saying this to you is not to criticize the nation from India. No, this is just to present to you that on one side, on one hand, there was a decree that actually I got visa. I got that special visa. Many of you remember, I recorded a video about it. For those who don't appreciate the so-called Western values, right? Which we know it's completely broken and it's demonic, it's satanic. So it is all around the world, truly. They can move to Russia and start their new life. So what kind of values is this? This is family, right? All right. But do you think 15-year-old girl is the appropriate age? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think what I know is that I don't trust any government, and I see exactly what they are doing, and I'm not blindsided by the so-called repetition of Putin is good and he is the savior. He's not a savior. No one is a savior. And they are all playing the same game, and I don't believe this is good for the Russian nation, what is taking place. And to be honest with you, I think this is just the beginning. So do your own research, look into it. Meanwhile, I forgot to show you yesterday, we actually will go back to Russia. We will go back to Russia. I will present to you some videos, how Russian people are reacting to the digital ID that many of you know. I already recorded a video about 2 months ago, I think more than that, longer than that, about application Max. That application Max will be already installed in the cell phones that you are buying in Russia. And it's mandatory. It looks like it's mandatory. However, maybe if it's not mandatory, they are pushing it very hard. And this is the digital ID system. So everything will be done through this application. And I want to show you how some Russians are reacting to it, what they think about it. We will go back to it before the end of the video. But now I want to take you to a video with Trump that I forgot to play yesterday. And this is in regards to that terrorist attack in Australia on the Bondi Beach. And I told you this when that was happening, a few hours after, that they're gonna call it anti-Semitic. And this was, again, another setup, right? As I told you yesterday in my video. So everyone is playing to the same tone, the same tune. Here is Trump shortly after reacting to it. I forgot to play it yesterday, but we have to because it's the same thing.
Before we begin, however, I want to just pay my respects to the people. Unfortunately, 2 are no longer with us. Brown University, 9 injured, and 2 are looking down on us right now from heaven. And likewise in Australia, as you know, that was a terrible attack, 11 dead, 29 badly wounded. And that was an anti-Semitic attack, obviously. And I just want to pay my respects to everybody, but to Australia and the Prime Minister, to everybody that we know so well, we get along with so well. We have a great relationship. That's a terrible situation going on over there. Think of that.
So as he said, excuse me, it was anti-Semitic attack, obviously. I don't have the video for you or the post, but one of those 2 men, it was a father and a son, who were shooting at that beach. The father was killed, I think, but the son, actually, he was the IDF soldier doing the same in Gaza. Well, I don't have the post, so you may also do your own research and find it out, but I'm sure many of you who are seeking the truth already have came across that. So now, when we were distracted by all of this, including Erica Kirk's drama and her meeting in person with Candace Owens, something else took place. So what was that? We're gonna jump right into it. Let's read this article from AIPAC. Yes, everyone, because AIPAC gives you the real news. So what happened? House adopts defense bill with major pro-Israel provisions. This is very recent. This is like, what, 2 days old, 3 days old? AIPAC commends the US House of Representatives for including critical pro-Israel provisions in the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2026. So this act, this National Defense Authorization Act, was just approved. First, we're going to focus on Israel, and then we're going to focus on money for Ukraine, all right? So let's continue. The bill critically prioritizes US-Israeli defense cooperation to further enable both nations to counter missile, drone, and emerging high-tech threats. Importantly, the bipartisan defense measure authorizes $500 million in FI fiscal year 2026 for US-Israel missile defense cooperation. $500 million, everyone. $500 million. This includes funds for Israeli procurement of Iron Dome, David's Sling and Arrow, and for bilateral research, development, testing, and evaluation. It also encourages further defense collaboration with Israel in areas of emerging technologies to enable joint capabilities, including through investments in a range of programs to counter emerging threats. You know who's paying for this, my American viewers? You know who? Key provisions include authorities, $80 million for the US-Israel anti-tunneling cooperative program. I don't even know where is that. Authorizes $35 million for US-Israel cooperation on emerging technologies, including directed energy. So this is what Erica's Kirk mother is involved into, guys. I forgot the name of that company, but that was that company in Arizona. AI, cybersecurity, robotics, and quantum. Yep. And I think Palantir as well. This is the part of it. Increases authorization for US-Israel cooperation on countering drones to $70 million, a $15 million increase from fiscal year 2025, and expands the program to unmanned systems across all warfighting domains. So all sorts of like flying planes without people, I think robots, dogs, robots, etc. I'm just assuming. I'm not an expert. Convince the US-Israel Defense Industrial Base Working Group with a mandate to assess opportunities for deeper defense industrial base integration and potential Israeli entry into the National Technology and Industrial Base, NTIB, expresses the sense of Congress that the Department of Defense must refrain from participating in any international defense exhibitions until the Secretary of Defense confirms that Israeli companies can fully and fairly take part. Did you read this? Did you hear it? You see, did you hear it? It also directs the department to avoid any exhibitions that restrict or threaten to restrict Israel's participation. Directs the Secretary of Defense, so Pete Hegseth, in coordination with the Secretary of State, so Mark Rubio, and the Director of National Intelligence, I think Tulsi Gabbard, right? to continually assess the impact of international arms embargoes on Israel. In adopting these important provisions, we appreciate the leadership of Senators John Thune, Charles Schumer, so Chuck Schumer, Roger Wicker, Jack Reed, and Representatives Mike Johnson, Hakeem Jeffries, Steve Scalise, Mike Rogers, and Adam Smith. Some of them were actually celebrating Hanukkah in the US Senate. So guys, this what was approved while everyone was distracted, looking at other things. This was in case of Israel. So what is this going to do now with Ukraine? So let me read you about how much money will go to Ukraine. The same defense budget, but now focusing on Ukraine. US House approved defense budget with US $800 million in military aid for Ukraine. So it was $500 million, right? 500 million for Israel and 800 million for Ukraine. Sorry, guys, I don't know how to, oh, here we go. We close this. Okay. The United States House of Representatives has approved a compromise version of the National Defense Authorization Act for the 2026 financial year. The bill, worth nearly $1 trillion US, sets Pentagon policy and provides for continued military support to Ukraine, as well as measures to deter Russia and China. They are playing like they are, you know, opposing sides. This is like, that's exactly how it looks like on the surface, of course. Now, let's go to the money topic. Exactly. Let's read about the money. A key element of the document for Kiev is the continuation of funding for the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, USAI. The bill allocates $800 million for Ukraine, divided equally into tranches of $400 million over the next 2 years. This program allows the US administration to purchase weapons and equipment directly from manufacturers for transfer to Ukraine's armed forces, rather than drawing them from existing US military stockpiles. In addition, the assistance for Ukraine, the document includes strict safeguards regarding the US military presence in Europe. Against the backdrop of President Donald Trump unveiling a new national security strategy, which observers describe as friendly towards Russia, Congress has limited the Pentagon's ability to reduce troop numbers in Europe to fewer than 70,000 personnel. A further $175 million has been authorized for the Baltic Security Initiative for Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. I will attach this as well down below in the description box. And let me see what I wanted to show you. I have a few more topics for you today, but I think I will go to this one now, because this kind of summarizes what we just read and is a reminder to most of us. Let me find this post, guys. It's a reminder, but that's how those wars, so-called conflicts, work. Like Cold War, for example, that they have created. It's like, it's again an absolute illusion, delusion, confusion, right? So they founded both sides of wars, knowing victory didn't matter. Death always returned home with interest. What is this about? And I played this video for you again because this was kind of connected. Well, it was connected to Chabad Lubavitch. The post says they didn't conquer nations with armies, they conquered them with debt. From a small coin shop in Frankfurt, Germany, the Rothschild network mastered a simple rule: never rule the throne, finance it. By lending to kings, funding wars on both sides, and anchoring loans to national taxes, they made default impossible. Empires rose, empires fell, but the interest always flowed back to the same family. That's how power survives wars, by owning the bill afterward. So the setup, how the Rothschilds controlled the world through debt. It didn't start with empires. This is what I just read to you. The origin, Amschel Moses Bauer, a goldsmith learns one truth early. Lending to kings and governments is safer than lending to people. Why? Because taxes guarantee repayment, not trust. The expansion. Mayor Amschel Rothschild trains his 5 sons. I played this video. Then spreads them across London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, Frankfurt. One family, one private financial nervous system controlling Europe. The advantage, their network moved money faster than armies and information faster than governments. They didn't wait for outcomes. They priced the future before wars even began. The war game. They found that both sides of wars, victory didn't matter, defeat didn't matter, because debt always returned home with interest. And the final truth. Empires rose, empires fell, but the creditors survived every flag change. When you control debt, you don't rule nations, you own them. So I think it was a good reminder. Now let me play you another one of those, George Soros. We know him very well. We know what he stands for. But this is a very good summary of what's going on in the world right now. And if you think that BRICS will be any better, it's just, in my opinion, okay? In my opinion, this is presented to people as this more advanced, modern, secure, not necessarily free, even though it's so-called free trade, etc. This will be also this is also, in my opinion, the organization, the group that is absolutely under the globalist agenda. So the digital IDs, the global currencies, digital currencies, digital currencies, this will be all implemented much faster. As you know, I think in China you already have a lot of this, than in many other parts of the world. So let's take a listen to Soros. Let me find this clip, guys. Hopefully today it plays better than yesterday. And we're gonna go point by point. Let me see where I have it. This is Max. Let me find it. It's right here. Okay. So let me mute myself. Hopefully it plays smoothly. This is not aging at all. This is regardless of who is speaking, because at the end of the day, you could put any government into his shoes, and in my opinion, they play exactly to the same tune as he's talking.
I was very much involved in the collapse of the Soviet system. I set up a foundation in Ukraine before Ukraine became independent, and it played an important part in events now.
The foundations played a role in preparing the ground for a regime change.
I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do.
You were the guy they said who broke the Bank of England.
Right, and
Did.
well, that's true.
How much do you think he made? $1 billion.
Well, I don't feel guilty because I'm engaged in an amoral activity which is not meant to have anything to do with guilt.
The alchemists made a big mistake when they tried to change the behavior of metals by abracadabra. They should have gone into the financial markets, because there you actually can change the sequence of events by abracadabra.
I now feel that I have to focus more on American politics.
You really need to bring China into the creation of a new world order. I think you need a new world order.
Are you religious?
No.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Soros told us he believes God was created by man, not the other way around. which may be why he thinks he can smooth out the world's imperfections.
I was very much.
So did you hear what he said? I think every statement he made, pretty much, you could put any so-called leader and they will exactly, if they don't say those words, their actions are representing those kind of words. So that's why I don't believe in any government. And he said it's very important to bring China into the new world order, because it is. It really is. It might look different on the surface, but it really, really is. Now, shall I take you to, as far as the distraction goes, I want to return for a brief moment to France, because I came across this video with one of the French farmers that is really moving. This man is truly heartbroken, and I want to play this for you. You know, how to express it, guys? It's not easy for me sometimes to put this like tough persona and create those videos and bring this news. It's not high vibrational, it's not uplifting, but at the same time, I feel like we are discovering things, we are discovering uncomfortable truths that in a way need to be addressed. Because if we just swipe all of this, what's happening, under the rug and pretend like everything is kumbaya, I don't know if this is the way to live. I really don't. I think most of us have come to this life with purpose, with some sense of mission. I know it sounds very like big, but there has to be some meaning for your life. Are you just here to exist and eat and sleep and go to work, or are you here to deliver or bring something that has more value or stand for the truth? I don't know. This is how I look at it. So even if it's not easy, you know, it breaks your heart when you look at this. You look at people's livelihoods being destroyed, and those are people who spent years of their life, entire life, even generations before them, parents, grandparents, you know, took care of those farms and animals, and those people are feeding other people, citizens of the countries, but they are being destroyed. So let me find this video with this French farmer who is literally crying, and then we will take a look at the protests. Before I play, because his voice is really breaking. He says here in French that Macron hates France, Macron hates the French. And those of you who are from France, you can put translation as well in the comments down below. I know I have many French viewers, and I have to tell you, I know how satanic Macron is, you know, Freemasons and pedophile and all of this. It's just crazy. But deep in my heart, I like France. I love France. You know, it's a beautiful country. The architecture, you know, it's so diverse as well. And at the end of the day, we, the people, are very much alike. You know, we cannot just say that. We cannot say that those actions are done by the country, because the people make the country. Those actions are done by those psychopaths who are in the governments, who have been groomed and mind controlled and put into those positions to oppress people and to bring their agendas to fruition. All right, let me mute myself. This is a very quick video.
Ils nous prennent tout. On n'a plus rien, on est traités comme des moins que rien. C'est nous qui nourrissons les Français, c'est nous. Et regardez ce qu'on subit. Regardez comme ils nous traitent, ils nous prennent tout. On n'a plus rien, on est traités comme des moins que rien. C'est nous qui nourrissons les Français, c'est nous. Et regardez ce qu'on subit.
So very moving. Now let's look at those protests. Let's look at those protests. I'm not sure if they are still going on. I think this was yesterday in south of France, I believe. So those of you who don't think I support India, here you have the Indian channel. A lot of you criticize this channel as well, that this is Western propaganda. And I think you're right. However, I think propaganda is on both sides. Here is the video. We're going to play a little bit, some interviews with those farmers and what they are doing as far as those protests go. Let's take a look.
For X number of years now, this practice of total culling has been followed. Yet it's clear that it has yielded no results. But despite all that, they stubbornly persist in this rigid protocol, which one might even say is suicidal for French agriculture.
Regional leader
So I believe it was in the southern France. Millau, I think, was the name of the city. But I think they went to Paris as well, if I'm not mistaken. My French viewers, please leave the comments down below the video. And since we are on the topic of oppression and control, let's go back to Russia for a moment and let's revisit the Max digital ID application system. What Russian people really think about it? Are they happy about it? What kind of videos are already circulating on internet? And how the situation looks like in some of Russian stores that are already prepared for implementation of digital ID. So let's start with this video. I will mute myself. And then I will go back to read the comments that we can translate into English.
Приложение МАКС. Без приложения в течение 2 суток покиньте территорию Российской Федерации.
Для безопасности. Ага, иначе все равно не выпустят. QR-кода нет? Поворачивайся. Руки за спину.
Видишь?
Да, скачиваю.
Внимание. Выход из дома разрешен только по QR-коду из приложения МАКС. Без приложения в течение 2 суток покиньте территорию Российской Федерации.
Для безопасности. Ага, иначе все равно не выпустят. QR-кода нет? Поворачивайся. Руки за спину.
Видишь?
Да, скачиваю.
Внимание.
So this is showing you, it says the QR code, you don't have the QR code, you have to have Max, right? And what people say, what do you think about Max? That's the question. And from Russian viewers, maybe it would be a good messenger, but the way they push it, though, is very tiring. I would say frightening, very much resembles a coronavirus vaccination. In confused face. Someone else, I sure do not want to install this on my phone. If they are actively inhaling something, then it's definitely not necessary. So they are pushing it. Let's translate this one. The same was the case with COVID vaccines. You see, guys, there is no difference, I'm telling you. Next one. North Korea is waiting for us, and it's a fact. Next one. What I think is what kind of world we will leave to our children. This is from Russian viewers. Next one. In 2020, we laughed at the vaccination and QR codes on it. And this was a workout. It's not funny anymore. And maybe one more. That is, the civil services did not bother anyone, and the Mach conspiracy is universal. The translation is weird. On the civil services, almost the size of the underwear is indicated, but all data will be stolen only when you download Max. Yeah, because when you download that application, actually, like I said, it will be already in the phones installed. Everything about you, it's already there, okay? Your bank account, everything, where you live, everything. And how can I leave the territory of the Russian Federation if I can't go out? Yeah, so this actually presents you, because, I understand a lot of Russian, but not everything. It presents you like those people cannot go outside, Like, this is like extreme if they don't have this max application. All right, so we might be like, yeah, just conspiracy. Well, a lot of those conspiracies are becoming reality very, very soon. Just look at the Economist's annual cover, right? The predictions for the next year. Now let's go to some Russian stores. And I come across a lot of those videos, guys. So I'm just presenting to you a few of them. And let me find it. 1 second. Actually, I will go to the main Instagram, and then we're gonna find it here. So just bear with me for a moment, because I really want to show you. It's in one of the stores. I don't know if it's in Moscow or another city. Okay, let's find this one. Is this one right here? Okay, so what does it say? Before I play it in original Russian. You cannot buy alcohol, or you can buy alcohol only with max? That's the question. Alcohol покупаем только с max. Okay, so you can only buy alcohol with max application. So with the digital ID. When you hear max, this means with the digital ID. So now let me mute myself. We play it in original language, and then we read the comments from Russian people.
Вот. Для покупки необходимо предоставить
Подтверждение
Охренеть.
Макс.
В Максе. Вообще офигеть.
Вчера вот вечером вылетел.
Так он вчера и попался на это.
Вот. Для покупки необходимо предоставить
Подтверждение
Охренеть.
Макс.
All right, so digital ID in Russia called Max. Let's read the comments. Here, the more they impose Max, the more it is clear that there is something wrong with this application. And I think, can I translate this one? Nie ставлю Max, как бы мне его не... So I'm not sure if I have Russian viewers, you can leave in the comments down below, but that's how it looks like. And I have one more, guys, one more very interesting post that I would like to ask those of you, if any of you lives in those 3 states in United States, because, you know, sometimes the news that you come across might not be accurate. Let me know if this is true. So I came across this video that 3 states in the United States are already underwater, like big parts of it. What's going on? So this post says 3 US states are currently underwater and there is no coverage on the news. According to the comments and messages I received about chemtrails, they have been hitting these states hard as of late, probably why there is no media coverage. And someone says BlackRock incoming to rebuild. Okay, so someone says here, I live near this in Washington. One of those states is Washington State. 15 minutes away from these flooded areas. No one even talks about it. While it was flooding, we barely got any rain. It is unreasonably warm for December. It's geoengineering 100%. So let's play this, and please let me know if any of you knows about this. This is from December 13th, so just 3 days ago this year. Let me mute myself and let's take a look. You know, actually, I will be reading this to you, what's playing. This was the scene at sunrise this morning, December 13, in Snohomish River Valley, Washington, in Washington State. Towns and remote communities across Washington, Oregon, and Montana are being swept away. This is what, sorry, I don't know this name. Snoqualmie Falls in Washington should look like. This is the current scene. in Libby, I think that's how I would say, Montana, the farm to market bridge has collapsed. I'm not sure if this is accurate, guys, so that's why I want to ask you. It is just one of many roads now impassable across the state. Impossible across the state. This home in Whatcom County, Washington, was completely swept away. This is from December 12th. So again, I don't know if this is accurate, but media, you know, they don't report a lot of things. This was the view filmed yesterday from a rooftop in Oregon. So what's going on? A tsunami of trees sweeping away everything in its path. The town of Duval, Washington, is now an island completely cut off. So is it AI, guys, or this is real? Because I'm not sure if the devastation is seen across all 3 states. Cowlitz River, Packwood, Washington. It looks like Washington, the mountains. Yeah, this is crazy. If this is true, this is crazy. And I don't know, I haven't heard of it. Hundreds of thousands of residents are under evacuation orders. So where is the media coverage? So that's why I play this for you, because, you know, we have to spread the news if this is true. Let me know, please let me know in the comment section. I'm actually very, very interested if this is going on. So imagine not only media is reporting fake news all around the world, okay? Propaganda news, fake news, but they don't report the truth and they don't report other very important things. And again, they are distracting you. Meanwhile, they are signing, what was the name of it? National what? Defense? National Defense Authorization Act. Yeah, that's what they are signing for $800 million for Ukraine. $800 million, guys, and $500 million US for Israel. That's what's up, everyone. I will attach the links down below in the description box. I forgot to say in the beginning of this video, thank you so much to John and Brian for your very generous donation on PayPal. I so appreciate it, guys. Thank you for all your support, for still watching my videos. I know a lot of you are being triggered that I don't repeat the same over and over and over again without questioning things, you know, like I question now. And I keep on questioning, I think, to the rest of my life, because I don't trust any government anymore, and I make my own judgments coming from my own research as well as my intuition. That's how I look at it. So if you choose to support me, the best way is to donate on PayPal, become my Patreon or my local supporter. I don't have my book next to me, but just one moment. I had to grab it. I forgot to have it next to me. This is my book. This is my product. Book number 1 for children, Matilda's and Odo's Adventures. If you're interested in supporting me, the best way to do it is to order this book. You can make a payment on PayPal, or you can email me at my email address is down below the video with a request to order it, and it will be sent to you as soon as it's ready. I'm sure definitely this month, any day soon, to be honest. And it means a lot to me because this is like my creation. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Make sure to hit thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm, and check your subscription if you want to be subscribed and if you appreciate the content I provide. Bye everyone, see you in the next video.